Oh, I can't believe he did that just so he could get away. Mr. Sonic must be really...
Really? What?
Nothing.
Now I know what to do. Find Eggman and I'll find my Sonic. You all ready? This city reminds me of Casino-opolis.
Look at all those neon signs.
The city that never sleeps.
Well, firstly, I believe it was Casino-opolis. That's not how it's spelled. I'm pretty sure, well, it's never mentioned by name in Sonic Adventure, but I would have thought it would probably be something more like Casinopolis or Casinopolis. There's only one O there. But I'm not going to question the grammar. What I am going to question is how do we get in this part of Casino Park? Because literally where they were just walking in that cutscene, the goal ring is just up there. We've literally just run away from the goal ring and now our mission is to head back to the goal ring. Come on, Amy. Amy, ignore the bumpers. No, that's the wrong half pipe. Alright. I will get off of this table. These are going to be some of the most annoying A ranks to get for Team Rose in particular. And for pretty much every team, it relies on time bonus. For just about for all of their missions here. Because there's not enough enemies in the main levels. You have to try and get off of the tables as fast as possible. Unfortunately, Big is stuck in the... Thank you. Big, you're not going to find Froggy in the slots. What the... I was nowhere near... I just picked up a special stage key. How did I do that? Oh, I don't want to lose 100 rings. I mean, rings get me nothing but lives here, but I don't want to lose 100 rings. I don't know why they bother putting those enemies there. I mentioned this before. There's always enemies on that roulette table, but you can't do anything. Which makes me wonder why they don't do anything, so why do they even have them there? And you can only destroy one of them. And that's the only one that will ever count for Team Dark's extra mission. You're not going to be able to destroy the other two. You can only destroy that one, which makes me wonder why they're even there. And why they're there for every single team. I will go somewhere eventually on this pinball table. Where's Amy? Amy's in a better place. Come on. I hate these pinball physics. I know these pinball tables are still better than the ones in Sonic Lost World. And that's sad. You didn't think anything could get as bad as this, but then Sonic Lost World came along and decided, you know what? I'm going to give you a horrible camera angle. And I'm also going to cause the screen to spaz out. I mean, yeah, that was fixed in a patch, but still. And that was terrifying. Yeah, see, there's our goal ring. We were literally just here in the cutscene before. This is probably Team Rose's shortest level. Look, we've beaten 3 minutes, but it is perfectly possible to fly over there. And you can then finish the level on Team Sonic's path, and it will be the exact same layout. You can get to the VIP table where you hear that they do have actual quotes, so they must have been going there at some point in development before they shortened the stage. And if you take out all of the enemies, I don't know if you still need the time bonus or not. I would imagine you do, but it's still perfectly possible to get the A rank if you do the entire level. I don't know why it keeps Team Sonic's layout. You think it would just be empty. Like, the level design would still be there, but there'd be no enemies. But it's not. There's an entire... It's just Team Sonic's level design again. Which is a very unusual choice. But we've got 40 emblems. And that means a new 2-player game is unlocked. We've now got, oh joy, special stages. And they're just as glitchy there as they are in real life. And I believe SPO actually runs faster than anybody else. So I think if you choose Team Chaotix and you play as SPO, you've won before you even enter the stage. There's only one GameCube controller here, so there's no 2-player mode to be had. I'm just going to do as fast as possible. I didn't even touch the key. It's like it was inside. It was on the other side of those crates where I was waiting for Big to appear. I broke the crate, saw the key, and then completely ignored it. All 3 characters were... Okay, all 3 characters took the springs into the air. I just did Big's belly flop. And although I must have been many, many meters above the key, I picked it up. That's a new glitch. I've never seen that glitch before. Oh, and right into the bombs. I find it very hard to actually avoid these bombs. These special stages make me want to play Sonic Generations 3DS. Where they recreated these special stages, but they're so much better. In fact, they're probably the best thing about Sonic Generations 3DS. And I just don't get how they thought these special stages were good. Like, were these like the last thing that went into development? I mean, every 3D Sonic game, besides maybe Forces, seems to have gone through some form of rush development. I know Sonic Adventure did, I imagine 2 did, and then it just became more and more clear. I don't think a single Sonic game before Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice ever got delayed. No, actually I think Sonic 4 Episode 1 got a brief delay. That's it though, I don't think any of the others ever got delays. And now they've delayed Sonic Mania, although we now do have a release date for it. And no word on delaying Forces, but thankfully, unlike the other games, that one was announced like over a year and a half before its release. As opposed to like the usual 6 or 7 months. So I'm confident when we actually get to create characters like Walk the Dog. Well, I don't know what other animals there are, so any of the other joke animals you can think of. Let's see, what other animals can we have? There's the obvious one that I'm not going to say right now. Yeah, we've got Spank the monkey. I've already mentioned Walk the dog. I know there's more. I've heard a lot more, but I don't remember what they are now. For now, we'll just call it Original the Character. Do not steal. Unless somebody else decides to copy your exact design. In which case, yeah, they've stolen it. Not anything you can do about it either. Yeah, only now they'll tell you about the body press. I don't think I hit the right ring, but the hint ring will now tell you about the body press. We're only 6 stages in, and they're now telling you about it. And thankfully these dice aren't spinning. I don't think they ever do. But that's the dangerous table down there. Bingo Highway has a few pinball tables that have bottomless pits beneath them. I generally try to avoid them, but unfortunately Team Chaotix always have at least one casino chip down there, so when you're doing the extra missions, you do have to take those pinball tables, and then you have to try and get your way up without falling off. That one down there was easy enough, because it's already going at a downwards angle. But the other one, you actually have to work your way up the table, and that's much more difficult. And that's unfortunate. No, I think it's just up there, actually. Come on. Oh, come on. Amy's only got 1 level. Is he ever trying to... For whatever reason, you are trying to do the Rocket Excel. Make sure you don't let go too early. Because Amy... I tried letting go early there, and she did... let's do it where there isn't a bottomless pit beneath me. Because I hate Amy's solo attack. I've mentioned this plenty of times before, that Amy's solo attack, she just stops in place, and you've got to time this, otherwise it will just launch you right into those. It stops her in place, and then she just spins her hammer around. It's kind of like her warrior feather attack from Sonic Adventure. Only she spins it around like 1 time, and every time she does it, she makes this very irritating kind of sound, and it's really annoying when it also stops her in place. Please get off the table, Amy. Even when you hit those bumpers, you're technically not in control of Amy yet. You're still considered to be the ball. You have to touch solid ground or specific kinds of springs. Bingo Highway is one of Team Rose's longer levels. It's not saying much, but the bingo tables, they have the same layout. Like, Team Dark had a few more enemies and a few more bumpers. But other than that, it's always the same layout. Why did I take every team down? Why did I take all my members down here? Because the bottomless pits are all still in the exact same places as they were before. The only differences are where the bumpers are, where the enemies are, and where the numbers are. Although I believe that 5 is always there. Getting perfects in general though is pretty hard because they're always laid. The numbers are always laid out in areas where it's pretty much impossible to get both. It's easier with Team Chaotix because you can use SBO's invisibility to make just him go on the table. So if at any point you miss anyone, you can switch to another teammate that won't be on the table and you can try again. It wastes time, so it's not something I would recommend doing, but if you ever want to grind lives for whatever reason, though you should never really have to grind lives. So that was Amy about to do her solo attack. I haven't shown off that vault yet. Let's see if we can let's show off the vault. We hit that switch. It's a different means of accessing for each team. And it's a vault filled with rings and there's always a special stage key. Team Chaotix have to go in here for their extra mission. Because there's a casino chip in there which they need to collect. Alright, hopefully I haven't spent too long. After messing around a little bit in the middle. Survey says... Yeah, we're good. Generally, they're pretty easy to get. Like, they allow you to mess around in the level a bit. Especially if you keep going for bonus points.
You guys again?
Dr. Eggman!
Him again.
Past your bedtime, kiddies. Now to tuck you in. Get them.
I think you underestimated our power.
Dr. Eggman, please don't interrupt us!
Stay out of our way.
Here we go!
My turn.
Alright. Attempt number 2. Because this, right here, this is one of the most difficult A ranks in the entire game. In fact, dare I say, this A rank, I would say is actually a bit of a luck factor because it pretty much requires you to get Cream to level 2, which thankfully we've now done, but it is completely luck based as to what power cores you're going to get from the enemies. And the A rank time is 1 minute 30. And this is one of those levels where if you go into challenge mode, because the moment where Eggman is still appearing in the Eggmobile, that timer is still going. If you let that go, you've pretty much lost the A rank. You have to restart. You have to waste the life. It's the only way you're going to... Because otherwise you're not getting the A rank. It's that strict. Just once, I'd like to play through Sonic Heroes and get the A rank on my first try every time. Guys, stop attacking the spring. And it really doesn't help that we have to just wait there for like 5 seconds, which in this stage is really enough to cost you the A rank. It's like that. But yeah, I did it 1 minute 37 a moment ago. Just once, I'd like to finish Sonic Heroes without ever seeing any other rank on the results screen other than A. Just once. But that never happens. I always get at least 1 B rank or 1 C rank. Not counting restarts and deaths and stuff.